Welcome. I'm Sue Landay. This is Show and Share from Trainer's Warehouse. And today we're with Kassy Laborie, who has been a staple in the training world for over 40 years. So when I was asking her about how she got into this, she said that she started out studying English in college, but she quickly realized that for someone who loves talking as much as she does, that speech and communications would probably be a better direction. So she's been an actress, she's been a trainer, she worked at Dale Carnegie for lots of years and then decided to break out on her own. And she's just a super creative trainer and has been doing a lot with music. So we wanted to take a try at this and see how we can. I feel like backing up on our show and shares, we've talked about using music for for intros during breaks, but we haven't talked about how to really integrate it with the content. So, Kassy, thank you for joining us. Enlighten us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And it's true. I often will tell people when they say, "Did you go to university?" I'm like, "I did. I got a degree in talking."
I love it.
So, and then, I was like, I loved acting in high school and I loved it at college, but I didn't really love it as an opportunity or as an option for a job because auditions were like the death of me, right? And so, and also I was also that actor who really loved like breaking the fourth wall, and like getting to the audience. So I'm really much more of just not just, I'm much more of a trainer. Best role I ever played, So I found like a career fair in the last year when I was at university at San Francisco State many years ago. And in the career fair, there was somebody there from learning and development, bless them. And because I was like, oh, those are my people. I could be a trainer. An actor who got a job is a trainer.
There
Yes.
you go. There you go. We have Hillary Blair coming next week, who's in a similar situation, but
Yeah.
thanks for all your contributing and for being here with us
Oh,
today.
I love that so much. I love Hillary. And that's also Sue, you too. You've got the theater background as well. And so I think what's in part drawn us together. And
Dun, 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 dun. Different kind of theater, different kind of music.
yeah. But and then it makes so much sense too with the trainer's warehouse because you have the activities and you're just like committed to involving everybody with what we're doing and like no more boring lecture and sending out and fast forward to where we are today as instructors, learning and development professionals, designers, developers, all the different roles. And we are just inundated with technology. And wasn't it fun? Wasn't it fun like a decade ago with all the cool tech we're adding in? And then I don't know what happened like 2 years ago with that AI thing, large language model stuff being introduced. I feel like since then, it's like even just now, I'm like, what? There's another app for music. I have to go find it now, and I must use it,
I
and I
know.
must build it into my training right now. The pressure. And I don't know about you, but when they first introduced, what was it, Chatty G? That's what I call it, Chatty G. I ignored it for a solid 2 months. And then I'm like, okay, I can't be that person who's ignoring tech that everybody's using. And ultimately, the thing that helped me to lean into it was something that I knew would make me very happy, that would bring me joy, that would be fun for me and remove the pressure of I must learn this new tech, which is changing the world. And what I did to teach myself the early days of Chatty G was I have I'm pausing because I'm like, should I say this out loud right now?
Go for it.
um,
Everyone's nodding.
I know. All right, can you kind of see up right here, like over a little bit? If you can you kind of tell what that is?
Oh, like a bobblehead. No,
No,
what
it's
is
not a
that?
bobblehead. It is a version of a Barbie. It's not the actual Barbie, but it's
Okay.
I have a very large collection of vintage Barbie. And so I know I used to be, you're talking to the former vice president of the San Francisco Fashion Doll Club right now. So I know a little bit about Barbie and I
Okay.
used to give
Thank
talks
you.
on it all the
That's
time
not
in
I
my
love
club.
you.
But so back to AI. When I was like, I got to learn this, what I said to it was, okay, AI, Chatty G, if Barbie was to be a webinar presenter, what would the experience be like? That was literally my first prompt. with the inside hoping that I would at the end be creating pink slides to share with people. And that is what happened. But what it did is it taught me about the process of how to prompt and what it was going to do, where it was going to get it wrong, because I already know all the answers according to myself. And it was about me finding a way to make it fun and a way for me to dig into the joy that, I have in my life around that, and then learning the new tech. And so what I want to share with you today is it's kind of along those lines. Like, what am I doing with AI really to bring it into my classes and my learning experiences? And another thing that I love, maybe as much as I love Barbie, is music. And there's a lot around music and how can we use it? And a lot of times we just use it as, the feel good stuff, which we should keep doing. We use it to open sessions, we use it for breaks, and we're all using it with copyrights and in the proper ways, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And so then, AI comes along and then, I remember the day I was there and my friend said, did you know you can just make a song with AI? Do all of you know about this? You probably do at this point. Yeah. I was like, what? So I look at this like it's like karaoke, which I wish I was good at. Okay. I'm not that good at, but I
Well,
wish.
the other thing is that knowing about it and actually using it and knowing how to use it can be two different things.
That's exactly right.
So even if we may know it, having it here and trying it out is awesome.
Right. Right. And so we have some ideas for you today. And to get us going on that whole backstory, we made a special song for you. And so right now we would just like you to enjoy what we put together for you using one of my favorite AI tools, which I'll make sure you have before you go today. But we made this just for you, just for the show and share community. Here we go.
Kassy, ready to go. Zoom room buzzing nice and slow. Hands up high, let the sharing start. Music makes us stronger art. Show and share, oh yeah. Feel that bridge right there. Show and share, oh yeah. Sue and Kassy, bring the air. Show and share, oh yeah. Connections everywhere. Show and share, oh yeah. Sing it, we're there. We're there.
I have been using these types of songs to open up conference presentations online and in person, to begin and launch new training programs with clients. And
this took us how long, Kassy? 5 minutes to come up with our prompt, if that.
Exactly. We're going to show you the exact prompt that we use because we did land on Motown and we asked for male and female vocals. And we also said, please make it like no longer than 30 seconds. And this is what we've got. And now we've got a theme song for this event today, which is helping to connect people and also maybe, I think, bring a little smile and a little joy to the session. And it's just so wonderful on how we do that. And so I'm going to show you exactly how we built that and what the prompt is. But that is just our little opener just for you, because I also wanted to show you some other examples and different ways that I'm using music to inspire people to think a little differently. And so to get us going with the first question that we have for you today, we are a few minutes in. And as we begin, which of these songs represents where you are at this moment today in your life? So first, what I'm going to do is just play a couple of these so you can listen and think about it. And then we'll have you share in a moment. But here we go. So is this you today? Or maybe this is you today. Sounds like Vanilla Ice until we get into the real thing, doesn't it? Here, just so you know, it's not vanilla. Okay. Or is this you today? That might be Nora. Or maybe it's this one. I love this. Or maybe this is you.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along
Or
if you
maybe
feel
taking it back a little bit more. There's so many from which to choose, and I'm curious which one for you. And so now that you've heard a couple little bits of that, why don't you grab your phones nearby? You're also welcome to open up a separate window browser and navigate over to AHA Slides and use that code. But the easiest thing to do right now would just be to use your phone's camera, scan the QR code, and we've got all the songs there for you. Which one's going to be the most popular one today for us? It's kind of like just checking in. Where are people today? And so when Sue and I went and we were considering, we wanted to have this question, we had to look at like what types of songs would represent different ways that people might be feeling. And so we had a good time coming up with these different ones, didn't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and we also did get a little help. You may have had some of these, but we also did ask some of our AI friends for some song recommendations also.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. I love that because, why be so stressed out getting creative? We can get a couple of answers, get us going. And I find when I use AI to give me some answers to get started, then what happens to me is I go, oh, right. Oh, yeah, that other song. And then the next thing you know, I've got more than I can add here. You might be curious too. I'm using an additional tool today, besides having used AI uh, to create the song that we opened with. What I'm using to present today is not AI. This is just AHA Slides, which maybe you're familiar. Some people use Mentimeter or Slido. It's another tool just like that. But this is an interactive presentation, and I do love to use these both in person and online for certain things. And I found in this particular case that it was quite fun to go search for the images that were available in the slides. So looks like Happy and Shake It Off are really neck and neck there, aren't they, Sue?
absolutely. Absolutely. So,
So
and again, this is
yeah,
just one example of, you've got to check in. You want to see how people are doing. You can just ask them, you can have them poll, or you can bring in music to do it.
yeah, and like along those lines, Sue and I were thinking, let's give them an opportunity to think through something. And so, have you ever been, or maybe you've designed a training, perhaps you've delivered a training where in the beginning you want to do a pulse check and you want to know the attendees what their level of experience is with the topic that you're about to present and teach. And maybe the poll says, well, before we begin, let's check in with you on where you're at. Do you know this content so well that you could teach it? Or option number two, are you getting there, but you need some more time? Or option number three, I'm pretty clueless, need some support. This is a classic poll, you would agree? Kind of classic, kind of simple. Yeah. And so Sue and I were like, well, what if instead of creating the pulse check with, where are you with your knowledge of this content, A, B, or C? What if we said, where are you with this content, but it's music? And so what would be a song that would convey the meaning of I know this and I could teach it so well? Or what would be a song for the other two? And so we thought let's give you a chance to think through that, and you're welcome to open up your large language model of choice and type it in. But to get you going here, look at this. Like, for example, some songs that might work for the answer to be, I know this so well I could teach it. Maybe we could use the song Confident by Demi Lovato. And that would be one of the poll answers. You see where we're going with this? I'm getting there. I'm living on a prayer. Bon Jovi. I love that. Or I'm rather clueless. What's going on by Marvin Gaye. So the poll answers would be the songs rather than I know this well, I'm getting there, or I'm clueless. And so what do you think? What songs would work for these three? And effectively what's happened is we've just helped you create a musical pulse check that you could use in your next training, if that topic would be something that you could use. This
I
is
think
also a
the other
new,
thing that this demonstrates, that we were kind of excited to do this, is to give an example of how you could, no matter what topic you're teaching, if you're doing a reinforcement with your content and you have different themes within that, you could create something similar. So this is just really an example of how you could tie in the music and really make it speak to what you're trying to teach, because we know that the more areas of your brain you're activating, the more you're bringing in sound and emotion and experience, the stickier it's going to be. So part of this example is, equipping you with this as a tool.
Yeah, it's like looking at it a different way. I love what you said, Sue. We were talking about this when we were before everyone came in. It's like we often just lead with our words and what we need to say. And what we're doing here is saying, well, what music might convey that? And then it's going to allow the participants to say what they want to say with it. Yeah, good feeling. Because then you could say, why is it that you chose climb every mountain? Climb every mountain.
Love it. Slow down.
Help.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah,
Great ideas, you guys.
that is great. We did have a question. I think this is absolutely relevant here. Julie, thank you. How did I sample the snippets of the music? And actually, that was not through AHA Slides. I could play songs through AHA Slides, but it's only one song at a time. And so what I did is when I shared my screen, which you can do this same feature in Zoom or Teams or other platforms, you just have to make sure that you share the sound at the same time. So you have to press that box, please share my computer sound. And what I specifically did, I'll show you, I'll reveal my behind the scenes secrets. Look, it's my Spotify. And I created a playlist with those songs. So I could just manually press them really quick when the time came. That was my little trick to do that.
And you have that on a separate screen, or it's just you're showing your presentation, and that's another site you have open in the background.
It's open in the background because I didn't
Yep.
want them to see the songs. I just wanted them to hear them. And what the visual was the visual that I had up there instead. Yeah.
Excellent.
I just tricked it with a song list on my Spotify. So just having a pre-played song list there ready to go.
It's great.
These are great ideas. Like I'm going to share these slides in a resource place that I'm going to make sure that you all have, so you can come back and use this as an idea. But anytime you've got an opportunity to check in with people, rather than giving them the exact answer, perhaps saying which song might convey that is a way to go with it. And then it gives you an excuse to play that 10-20 second clip of that song too. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, lots of excellent ideas in here. What do you think about this? Should we pause? Does anyone want to talk about which song you put up there, or how you got the song idea? Questions or comments on any of these? If so, why don't you raise your hand, and we're still watching the chat too. Oh yeah, okay, I see them. Yeah, the copyright stuff. So you do have to have the rights to use music if you're going to use it in full, and you are allowed to use under 20 or 30 seconds if you just do it quickly. Yeah. That's why
I
we
think
didn't
the
play the
other
whole
thing is
song.
that there are a lot of venues that have permissions kind of built in. So it also depends on where you're presenting, but it's good to know about the 20 to 30 seconds. Allie, you had a question as well?
Hi, and thank you. This is great. The 20 to 30 seconds, how can we make sure if something is okay for 20 versus 30? Is there a place
Oh,
we could check?
yeah, we do need to check the laws, because every time I check it, like I'll have a person who's like telling me, and I'm not a copyright lawyer, and I'm
My
certainly not a copy.
sister is.
That's who you
That's
should
why
ask.
I ask.
That's who you should ask, because I've had lawyers tell me it's 30 seconds that I can play, and then I've had others say it's 20 seconds. So what I have done for myself is you won't ever hear me play more than 20 seconds. So I'm going to be safe on that.
Got
And
it.
you just play a clip of it, and then being very, very careful about that, of course. And that's the whole thing too, because artists are very important to me as our musical artists. And that's why I say this is like karaoke with us creating music. And a lot of artists are now using these AI tools that I'm about to show you more of to help them produce music and create and add to what they're already, of course, humanly creating. So I have a whole
Thank
lot
you.
of respect for that.
Thank
I
you.
also put a link to a blog post that I did. It was actually I put together many years ago, so it might be a little bit outdated, but there are some resources there for, both for royalty-free music and for other organizations to get permission from like ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, so forth.
Okay, that's so great. Oh, thank you for that
Yeah.
post. That's excellent. You know, we
Yeah,
can do, we
Nora.
can add that to the resource center too, Sue. Excellent. Hey,
Yeah.
Nora. Hi.
Sue, I have a question for Kassy. Does it make a difference if it's an educational program? You're not selling something, you're not working with a corporation. It's a public institution that you're training for educational purposes. You're not selling anything. Does that weigh in here at all? In what ways
Are we
might it?
talking about the copyright?
Yes, I'm talking about being able to play the whole song in the background or something like this without violating anything. In
Oh,
fact,
right. So again, we're talking about copyright laws, which again, I'm not a lawyer, and so I don't want to tell you exactly what to do. We should look into it. But from what I have been told from people in my own life, it does matter whether like who you're playing it to and whether you're making money off of it, because we cannot make money off of somebody else's stuff. And so you do have to have the rights to use full music, and it is going to depend. But
I
for
work.
what Stu and I are doing here today with a free account, we're playing less than 20 seconds of just little clips. We are okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's really good too. This is what I love too about our whole industry. We are all very thoughtful about doing it correctly and properly and with respect to those that have created it. So it's good. May I share with you some other things that I've been doing and another couple of examples here?
Excellent.
Excellent ones here too. And again, we will share these with you so that you've got it. But suno.ai has been what I've been using to make tailored songs. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about what I've been doing with that exactly, because at this point I'm creating welcome messages, kind of like the one that we did today. I do customized celebrations this holiday time. This one was not for work. It was with my mom and my whole family. And my mom this Christmas insisted that we all stay at her place, and her place is very, very small. And it was funny because everybody was just like piled up in the corners. And then mom was really obsessed with making a very specific dish, and she just wouldn't stop talking about it. And so I couldn't help it, but we made a song about all of us being squished into mom's place, and we had to eat that food that she made, but it's going to be a wonderful holiday. And it was really funny to make that song and just enjoy that with all of our names in it. Really great. Conference sessions, like when I'm presenting at conference, I'll theme it around what the conference is about and what we are doing in that learning moment. And I create a song that's specific just for that moment, much like I've done for webinars. Leanne Reed is here today, and Leanne, she lives near me here in Rochester, New York, and we are often at the same networking events. And the last networking event that I was at, they put us into groups, and they had the groups come up with ideas, and we were then to share our ideas. And when it came time for our group to share our ideas, I was like, 1 second, we made a song. And so I held up my phone, and our debrief was in the form of song. We won that night. It was great.
And that's
Holiday.
interesting too, to like use this as a debrief of like, you know, figure out what the song is that's going to remind you of kind of your key takeaways. I
That's
love that.
exactly, that is
Yeah.
exactly right. Go ahead. Yep. I'll
There's
show you
somebody else.
these. Oh yeah. Do we have a question?
I think we're good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So I'll just show you some of these because it's just really, really interesting, I think. So right now, here is a group of people that I am working with. And so this is probably my most favorite thing that I have done, actually. I love all of the things I just shared with you, but I think my most favorite is this. So I started working with a new company a couple of weeks ago, and their company is called Search for Common Ground. And they are learning to facilitate online using Zoom. And so I made a song called Zooming into Common Ground, in quotes, because I made it, with AI. And the thing that I just love about this so much, they are an international group all over the world. And so I said, let's do an international beat. And I have their names because I've got the roster. And so I specifically said, include their names in the song. And this is why this is my favorite. And just to give you a little sense of what this sounds like, I love this one just so much. I love this one. They're joining the session. I'm just meeting them. And this is the song that I had playing.
Camera on, heartbeat loud. First hello to a pixel crowd. Sarah smiles, breaks the ice. From where you join and the chat comes alive. Kelsey draws a circle wide. Tiny squares on a single side. Kyla asks,
Kassy, we have to do this for our group.
We have
For right now, for this session, right?
We can do it. We can totally
Did we do it?
We can. We can totally make a song right now together. In fact, you have already given me the basics for a prompt, and we could create a song together right now. This is
So I added some of our group's names. But before we do that, should we poll the group and see what sort of music we want to use?
Yeah, like should it be pop? Should it be Motown? What should it be? We already had a Motown for the opening. Should we do pop? Do we need classic rock? Do we need hip hop? What do we need? Jazz? What's it going to be? New Orleans jazz?
Do we want to poll, or should we just have people write in? I'm seeing a lot of reggae.
Reggae. Oh, that'd be fun. If you want to make a poll, you can.
Reggae.
I'm open to it if you want to take the time to do it, or we can just try to gather one.
Okay, so musical theater, that's like close to my heart too.
Yeah, of course. All right, so I'm gonna make some
Kassy, I
adjustments.
just sent you some other language with
This is the most recent one you just sent me, isn't it? You've got
that
it in,
doesn't
make
look
it in the
right.
style of musical theater.
I just said put it in the chat. I just put it in the chat to you. Here,
Yes,
I
I
can
have
put it in the chat for everybody though, because this is what okay, so create a 30-second song for Kassy and Sue's Song Connect session. Make it in the style of reggae?
Do we want reggae? Okay, please
Sure.
spell that for me. R-E-G-G-A-E.
I'm taking it from R-E-G-G-A-E.
I'm going to add male and female vocals because otherwise it'll just default to male. It always does.
Okay, good to know. Are you guys ready?
Music is for more than backgrounds and breaks. Using music for opening activities, reflection.
Okay, and I added
reflection. Oh yeah, I see why you did that.
Added a few names.
Yes.
Do you have that?
Yes.
Okay. And themes. So try to capture some of what we've been talking about just now.
Okay. So I have, I started off with a free account at Suno, which by the way, on your resources, I'll give you the link to this app. There are several other music making apps out there. Suno's the one that I ended up with, and I really like it. I have a lot to learn with it still. I started out with free, and then when I wanted to share it and use it more, I decided to give them $10 a month. And then they had this sale going on, and it was less than $10 a month. And so I paid like $65 for the whole year. So here I am making songs every day and now doing a whole session on making songs. Here we go. But shall we see if this will work?
Let's see if it's work. And so Kassy, here's a question. If you were using this in your session and someone and our trainers had their own subscription, could they have each, like, teams of people put together a song description of things that they learned, and you could grab each of those paragraphs and make a song for each of them and then have them like vote on their best song?
Oh my God,
their
you could
favorite
do all those
song
things.
across all the
I don't think
teams?
you even have to have a subscription because you could use Suno for free and go make some stuff. Because I used it for free for a while before I decided to give them my monies.
Okay, because that would be so fun also, like have the participants create their song based on the key points that they pulled out.
Yeah. Evidently, too, this app can do so much. People who are music producers can come in here and actually edit everything and work with it a whole lot more than what little old me is capable of doing. So
Yeah.
what ends up happening to me is if I don't like it, I just delete it and change the prompt and try again.
Gotcha. Okay, and so Leanne asked, once you create it, how do you get it into the presentation? I think there are a couple of different ways to share. So once we create this, and you can see the tool is working in the background, creating 2 versions for us.
So yeah, once it creates it, I have 3 dots here where I can now download, and I can download it in different versions. So it just becomes a standard MP3 or WAV, or I can even make a video with it. And so once you start sharing it, that's when you decide what file type you need and how you're going to share it. And I will tell you that when I had the free account, it did not let me download it as easily. It made you have a link that you had to log into and create an account. So another reason I went ahead and paid for it was so that I had the freedom to download and be able to share in the way that I wanted to share.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is this ready? Is this our first one here?
All right,
Okay.
let's see what we got.
It gives 2 versions. It gives us 2 versions, and we decide which one we like better. So here we go. Ooh, reggae was a good choice, y'all.
Sue and Kassy lift it up. Music's more than the background stuff. Use it when the day begins. Open the room, let learning in. Laura nods, Benny tattoo. Gordon Ali, feel it too. Legally play songs, make it clear. Suno.ai, enjoy appeal. For reflection, for reflection. Check the room, check understanding. New dimensions
I love
in
this.
the content. Let the meaning keep expanding. Music for more than breaks. Music for more than breaks. Open, reflect, and check. Bring the lesson to life. Happy, happy songs we sing.
I love
Happy,
it.
happy songs we sing. Music for more than breaks. Bring the lesson to life.
So it gave us that version. And then I won't play the full of this one because what I'll do though is I'll post it so you've got them.
And we did say 30 seconds. It gave us a minute.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect.
So it'll be the same lyrics with a different arrangement. Maybe in another minute.
Sue and Kassy lift it up. Music's more
you get
than
the
the
idea.
background stuff.
Gotcha.
I love it so much. Don't you love it?
That is so fun. It's
just
so
brings
fun. Yay, everybody.
Happiness. By the way, this was the prompt that Sue and I used for your opening song. We did Motown. This is the exact prompt and what we wanted to say there. And then the one last example I have for you is very, very similar, but like, which genre reflects how you plan to act on what you've learned today? Which genre? Is it pop? Because there's a song from Taylor Swift for All of Us for Everything. Is it rock? Is it jazz? Or maybe classical? Or maybe it's hip hop. This is the most classical hip hop song there is, right?
I think we have 1 vote for each of the different genres for our first, like 7.
Here, let's do
7
this.
submissions.
I know we have 1 vote. So while we're thinking about how you will act on this, I do have another slide type here for you. So you just need to tap, scan if you haven't already, tap, and then you can drag it to the one that is yours, and then submit. And I think you're right. Look, we got 1 for all of them, don't we?
Oh, and while people are voting, thank you, Nora, for your your addition there of playing RESPECT by Aretha.
Yeah, I love that.
And using those letters to mean something as a mnemonic. Great idea.
And I had them stand up and sing along, and then we sit down and go through these principles.
Yeah.
So people dance their way through it.
So fun.
And it's like playing with like specific songs, letting people create their own because AI has, expanded our world that way. And then, and the idea here with genre, making it even more widely open, right? And then just saying, how can I connect what we're thinking about and what it can be like? I did create something for you today too. Let me get it for you. I put the songs all in one place so that you've got a chance to go and listen to it. And then the song that we created together today, I also want to make sure that you have access to that as well. And I put it all in place. Let me get that for you. And I know we had just an extra few minutes here because creating that song together was really fun. And I'm happy to stay on for other questions and ideas that you might have. And let me get that link for you here so you can see it. When we're done today, if you want to click that link, I put out there the song that we already made, and I will place our slides out there so you can refer to those. And I will also add the slide or the songs that we created together today out there for you as well.
Awesome.
And so enjoy.
Thank you. And the link, someone said that the link for the blog post wasn't working. I'm not exactly sure because it came up for me, but I will look into that and try to get that out to all of you when we follow up with this and post the recording, which we'll do. We'll get some of these links out to you as well. So Kassy, thank you so much. It was so fun to do. And thank you for the round of applause, Allie. I see that. And yeah, I look forward to kind of digging into some of the other wisdom that you have. I know that you kind of dig in a lot of different things, but thinking about music and just how to broaden our use of it is just so fun. Thank you.
For me, this very much about just like, okay, tech is overwhelming. And, working remotely, we feel kind of alone a lot of times, and all this tech can be a block. And what's better than music? There's so much research on how much music brings people together. And so for me, that's why I've really leaned into that. Like, how can I use music to help the learning process and at the same time get better with using the technology myself? And so I encourage you to try it and play with the free account first and see what you think.
You've done well.
And thank you for playing with us today too.
You.
It's just neat. Oh, thanks, Lisa. That's awesome.